it's a blood rush. Lab-grown blood has been put into real people in a world-first clinical trial. We're talking tiny amounts, but it is crucial to the future of this research and to understand how can it better our own lives. We're being joined, a blast from the past, Dr. Bharat Pankania, Senior Clinical Lecturer from the University of Exeter, joining us from Bath, UK. It's been a while, Doctor. A pleasure to see you again on our show. I hope you're well. So let's start with the basics. Why is it such a why is there such a grave shortage in blood donations?
So some people need regular blood transfusions. And when you have frequent blood transfusions, like if you have got sickle cell disease or thalassemias, you also end up with iron overload. So if we can give you a blood transfusion of red blood cells, which last and live longer, then you have fewer blood transfusions. So this is a step in the right direction, whereby if we can give you freshly made red blood cells, and then these freshly made red blood cells live longer, you end up with having fewer blood transfusions, and therefore we don't have the problems of iron overload.
But obviously there are risks, especially at this point of its time. Or you know what? Let me rephrase the question, Dr. Pankania. At what stage is this clinical trial at? Meaning, how soon can those artificial blood cells be used to better people's lives?
Oh, it's in the early stages, but it is just been given to a very small sample of people. So it's very, very early days, but it really is good news in that it appears to work. The next step would be to see if you can make red blood cells from the patient's own stem cells. In other words, it would be an absolute perfect match because it was made for that person by that person's own stem cells.
And the issue of matching here is crucial, right? We all know the typical AB or O blood groups, but the tissue matching here is talking, is taking a level far beyond that, right?
Yes, indeed. So even though this is what we call a allogenic blood transfusion, meaning it was somebody else's stem cells, those stem cells have to, within reason, match with the donor's blood group and groupings. We call it HLA, human leukocyte antigens. So in other words, it has to be a close match. So that is possible. You have to look for the right donors at the right place. But if you can just make it from the person's own stem cells, then you don't have the problem of matching.
And the big concern is that the body, or bodies plural, will reject those artificial blood cells, right? This is what we're waiting to see. The researchers are waiting to see whether those bodies are absorbing or accepting those donations.
Well, indeed. But the crucial point also for this study is, do the red blood cells live long? Because they're freshly made. So the HLA bit, i.e. the matching bit, has been overcome, which is great. So I don't see that is what we are worried about. What we want to know is, does it work? Meaning, do the red blood cells live longer than if I were to give you stored red blood cells from other donors, which is what we do traditionally?
Well, fascinating. Dr. Bharat Pankania, Senior Clinical Lecturer for the University of Exeter. Thank you.